Testing, testing. Okay, I'm going to show you a little bit of how I'm going to carry out these codes. And once I get the simple scripts moved over by examples, fairly simple examples. This one you'll remember all I did was bring in was a Rhino geometry RG point 3D, and then I had put in 3 hard-coded numbers. Well, basically, I just want to show people how to apply that and start building some geometries. They're not the most exciting geometries in the world. I'm not doing any Boolean unions with them. I'm not working on lists. But if you take a look at this, as we take a look at this node, I've set my my inputs, this one to a float, and as a single item, and I set this one to a float as a single item, and then I outputted A, B, C, D. So probably looking at my script, you can anticipate that I have to deal with X and Y, and I have to output those. And then I took them out as use merge tools, and as long as I'm in here on profile and nothing's coming up in the red or yellow or orange here, warning, then everything's running under a millisecond. Obviously, this is a very small script, and you can see how that's happening, and it's outputting points, but I have control over those points. And what I'm going to be doing on all my scripts from start to finish is I'm going to be importing rhino.geometry as RG, and I'm basically going to be limited by what I'm doing on the simple scripts. I'm not going to be bringing in anything else. So anything I bring in as circles or as additional things, I've got to bring in outside of the code because I want to stay to these basic uses. So I'm just being playful with a little bit of an import math, which allows me to bring in math.sign, mat.cos, a bunch of other things. And what I've done is just had fun with X and Y in equations on the XYZ. So as you start to play with these number systems here, you'll see the inputs change not only for the plane of where it's located, but also the radius of those circles. So I've set them from 0 to 1, and you can see how they just basically maneuver. And I've set this one to ink, this one to artistic, this one to technical, and this one to usually rendered. But if I'm going to take it over to render, then I'm definitely going to find an iteration that I kind of like. And you can bake them separately or together, but then I'll pull them in and I'll just do a little bake. They'll be here. I'll leave this screen, and there they are. And now what you can do with your kind of strange form that you've made in the rendered view is you can always grab it and go in here and try a Boolean union and see if it works, and chances are it will. But my Boolean union failed. So what can I say? Let me go back in and grab it again. Let's see if I can't grab a little more. I didn't have problems with it before. Let me just change a little bit of these scripts here. It might be that I'm playing off of too many funky things happening down inside here. I'll take it to another bake and leave that and see if I get lucky if this one will actually choose the union. And it might be that I have to select one and then the other and then bake them. So I'll just try this out. And once again, I'm just playing around, grabbing these, and I'll try Boolean again. Boolean union, probably it'll fail because that's just how my life goes. But I think we got it. So let's take a look at our wireframe and see if we haven't figured that one out. And I think I did both. Yeah, I've got a pretty nice system here. So that one worked, and there must have been something that was maybe coincident or something strange or some weird number. But I've made a pretty cool form with probably the most basic Ghpython script I could think of, and I like it. Put it back into my other views as to what it is. I wouldn't do a drawing like that, a technical drawing, an artistic drawing like this. But if you're looking to make something organic with a little bit of math, that's basically what we're going to do. We're going to use Rhino geometry as RG and math imports, and we're going to stay limited to basic things as we go. And our next exercise that I'll probably get into, well, I'm still waiting for this textbook to come, so I'll probably end up using the site that I was given by Nguyen today. And that's how it's going to go. So hopefully you find it interesting. These scripts are going to be dead simple. I'm probably going to put my scripts as I invent them on GitHub because they're uniquely Wickerson Studios. The videos will continue with the 1001 video series. And it will definitely go into Python nodes for now for a long stretch until I become proficient in probably every single thing I can imagine in the Rhino Common Library going in here. And yes, I will borrow from scripts to get started. Adding a torus, and there's an example of that script going in. You can see this is a wonderful example in the samples that I can go into Python and grab that. So I'm going to use that as best I can, but as I become familiar and more familiar with how to operate this, I'll start getting into conditionals and loops and things like that. And maybe when I'm all said and done this, I'll take it into C#, and in another year's time, I can start considering some interesting plugins. So these, who knows where the application is? I know I've taken it off for a week to get my school started. I apologize to the people that I've promised to work for and work with, kind of on volunteer basis. But the kids starting to make noise. It's 5 minutes. Can't keep them quiet for 5 minutes. And thanks very much for watching. We'll see where this series go. Ghpython scripts, and hopefully people get involved and do their own things. Thank you for watching.